My name's Aurelian, and this is Roarlock, my Devil's Roarlocked account on a journey to accomplish as much as possible without ever leaving the most dangerous region in the Sea of Thieves. Last time, I completed most of my Devilfish commendations, and even managed to hunt down one of the new ancient Megalodon here in the Roar, which I then realized opened the account to several new commendations that I previously hadn't been able to get. And since today's episode is going to be another commendation hunt, it's time to break all that down. The Barnacle Dread drops Coral Treasure and Merchant Coffers, which I can turn in to progress 4 new commendations from the Sunken Kingdom set, bringing the total I can unlock in that set to 7 out of the 31. But since this is still only a small percentage of that set, that's only possible on the extremely rare occasion that a Barnacle Dread wanders into the Roar, I still consider this set to be in the not doable category. As for the new Wild Seas commendation set, the 3 new Hunting Sphere commendations are easily doable, so no problem there. Assuming I one day manage to get a Red Maw in the Roar, I can definitely earn the 3 commendations associated with it. This would put me at 8 out of the 23 Wild Seas commendations being doable, which isn't too bad. However, the other commendations in the set are to kill each of the ancient Megs 10 times and turn in a bunch of their specific treasures like Grizzly and Pristine Teeth and Scales, which definitely require a lot more than 10 kills each. Because of the sheer number of times I'd have to be lucky enough to get ancient Megs in the Roar to unlock these commendations, I think it's fair to file this one under the occasionally doable category since it's mostly out of my control. And on the topic of the occasionally doable category, I want to clarify that while I definitely want to attempt to get some of the commendations in this category, the fact that they're so out of my control has made me come to the unfortunate conclusion that it's just not realistic for me to absolutely have to get them done in order to consider the account complete. At this point, I consider them a fun bonus that I'll absolutely go for at least once and anytime the opportunity presents itself, but anything past that is just not worth the time and wouldn't even be any fun for you guys considering most of these things are something a normal account could accomplish with very little trouble. With that in mind, I'm renaming this category the bonus category, and we'll just have to see how many of them I'm able to knock out by the time I accomplish all my other bucket list goals. All that said, I'm certainly not giving up on the Ancient Meg hunt just yet, and in fact, I'm actually hoping to make some progress on it today while I continue hunting some of the more reasonable commendations. See, since there are still quite a few commendations I need that require other players, it's still in my best interest to both raise an emissary flag and server hop to look for other crews in the Roar. So, I might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone by having the emissary be Hunter's Call and doing my server hopping after getting grade 5 emissary to see the ancient Megs on the map. So let's get that done now with some pondy fishing, this time at Cursewater Shores. Oh, but you know what? Before I go, I just realized I finally have enough doubloons to buy the sword that I've had my eye on since day 1 for this account. Don't get me wrong, the Forsaken Ashes sword is great, but I mean, the Accomplished Parrot Cutlass? Oh, this thing is so perfect. Oh yeah. Yeah, this looks really good. Oh, looking good, Roarlock. Yeah, that is a nice little upgrade. Okay, I've got all my hunting spears ready to get started on those commendations. Now let's head over to Cursewater Shores and start fishing. Okay, well, I'm getting Kraken, so might as well get some of these hunting spear commendations. Oh, that actually really helped with the Hunter's Call emissary, dang. Alright, let's get to fishing. I'll take it. Why not? Wow. Second pondy of the day, and it's a trophy bright pondy. I don't know what's up with these. I've just been getting really good luck. Alright, that should be the last pondy I need. I just need to go cook this one and the other one I have. But I'm gonna get going now because that volcano is about to erupt. Don't want to stick around for that. Yeah, just in time. Very nice. There's grade 5. No way. Oh my god, I've got a Barnacle Dread right here. I can get another one. Let's fucking go. Oh yeah, he's drifting way in now. And I server hopped for 2 hours last episode, and this time I get one on the server I spawn on. Alright, Lucy, you steer, and I'll fight the Meg, alright? Does that sound good? Once again, dangerously close to the edge of the Roar, but Barney is right over there, so let's see if I can get him to pay attention to me. With a pistol that time. Hey, Barney. It's been a minute. I missed you. Thanks for dropping by again. All right, let's do this. Oh, hey, and I have this cannon rowboat too to get some of the commendations for hitting Megs with a cannon rowboat. Oh, got him with the hunting spear. Got it again. Getting the hang of this, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought. And there it is. Barnacle Dread number 2. I feel like I should be getting red moths for this account, but I'll take what I can get. Maybe I spoke too soon about not getting the Ancient Meg commendations. Maybe this will be a bit more common than I thought. Alright, well, I hadn't paid too much attention to this last time because I was still pretty new to the Ancient Megs, but I can tell you this time that I got 3 Grizzly Scales, 1 Grizzly Tooth, and 1 Pristine Scale. Not nearly as good as last time. Someone pointed out I got 3 Pristine Scales, which is pretty crazy, but still, this is a great haul. Hey, very nice. Here's your confirmation that the new ambient wildlife does show up in the Roar. I've also spotted the jellyfish and the bats that come out of caves, and I saw another post somewhere of a lizard on one of the Devil's Roar Islands, so it's all here. Finally, an update that affects me. Alright, there's all the Meg treasures sold, and now to sell the fish. No! I fumbled the buttons and just sold my storage crate. Ugh, that was my main crate. So here's the plan. In episode 5, I did a bunch of cargo runs, but the final Forsaken Shores commendation I need requires a total of 200 cargo turned in, of which I still need 74. I think now's the perfect time to finish those off because just like in episode 5, I'll be diving to each cargo run to make them go quicker, and that'll let me check for ancient megs with each server hop. Ah, damn. This is the last meg I need, other than the Shrouded Ghost, of course, but I only have 20 cannonballs left. I can maybe do this, but it's not really ideal. Alright. Whew, I had just enough. I had 4 cannonballs left of that. Whatever, I hadn't seen an Ancient Terror this whole time, so I didn't want to lose my one chance. I went on to dive to my first few cargo voyages, checking the map for nearby Ancient Megs every time, and then visited Morrow's Peak to see if enough time had passed for me to be able to buy supplies again. Thankfully it had, so I restocked and locked in to speed through the remaining cargo runs as quickly and efficiently as I could. Damn, that's a lot of them. Who's this for? Tony Ruby's Fall. Jeez, Tony, you might have a problem. I also tried an updated version of the Voyage cycling method to pick up more than one cargo run from the same location, and I actually got some decent results from it. After diving to an initial cargo run and picking up the cargo, I would cancel the voyage and put down another one, this time to sail to and not dive to. Sometimes it would get stuck on a different island right away and I'd have to settle for just one set of cargo, but there were times I managed to get the same island I was already at 2, 3, or even 4 times. There were also a few times where the other island it got stuck on happened to be the one my first set of cargo needed to be delivered to, which allowed me to try cycling again when I got there instead of having to dive again. Overall, it seems like the voyage cycling method still has some merit to it in terms of getting more cargo runs done in less time, but I think it's a bit too inconsistent to bother calculating how much gold per hour I was making. You'll definitely make more than the 105k an hour I calculated from just diving to individual cargo runs, but how much more you make will vary wildly and could be less than the 122k per hour you can make with lost shipments. I should also warn that canceling the first cargo run every time means you'll have to wait for the voyage cooldown before diving again, but it seemed to usually be done or close to done by the time I turned in my cargo, so this was never too much of an issue. Alright, well the good news is that right there is the last piece of cargo I will ever need to sell, because there is the final Forsaken Shores commendation I can get on this account. The bad news is I hopped about 15 to 20 servers and I never got another Ancient Meg near the Roar, so just gonna have to give it another shot on day 2. Alright, same plans today. I'm getting to grade 500's call with Pondies again, but since I'm done with cargo, I'll be going for a different commendation to server hop after that. This guy thought he was gonna interrupt my fishing session, but instead, he's helping me out with a couple commendations. I need you to be a little bit further away from my ship for this one. There we go. Alright, and that is my daily Pondi quota met. Let's see if we've got a Mega Man on this map. Shadow Maw, kinda close, not quite close enough. but I'll have to check again when I sell the fish, see if it's gotten any better, because that could be okay, but probably not. Yeah, still not nearly close enough, but I'm going to kill a little bit at a time. I need to get rid of these hunting spears because I won't take them to the next server if I dive, so I might as well sit here in the water and wait for some sharks and use them up on those. Yeah, still hasn't moved any closer to me, so I don't think that's going to happen. That's definitely not one of the good viable spawn points, but I was just hoping for the best. Alright, so here's the plan. One of the more notorious Pirates of Mischief commendations is they work for me now, which you get by using lure darts to have skellies kill their own captain. I tried to make some progress on this in episode 7, but as difficult as it already is in most places, it's even more difficult in the Roar because random geysers tend to steal the kill. I gave up on it then, but now's as good a time as any to try again since I can dive to Order of Souls bounty voyages to server hop and get a captain from those every time. Let me just stop myself right there because this one's just embarrassing. I went on a lot of bounty hunting voyages on day 2 trying to work on this commendation, and I actually managed to get the skellies to kill their boss about 8 times. But every time I checked, the commendation hadn't progressed at all. I figured it was just the commendation taking a while to update, but when I checked again on day 3, it still hadn't changed. It's only now in post that I finally realized what happened. The single bounty voyages don't have a captain boss, hence why none of them have captain in the name. These are just cursed crews, and you need to do the 3 bounty voyage to get a captain. But the worst part is that I totally knew all of that because I've watched Lady Hysteria's video where she explains exactly how this works, and my dumbass just forgot. Sorry, lady.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Thankfully, it wasn't a total loss because I got a few other commendations along the way. Whoa. Rag and Bone Crate to Morrow's Peak. I'll take it. I don't know that there's any commendations for the ones that go to Morrow's Peak, but I might as well just take it just in case. Alright, so I just checked, and I don't think I get anything for this because all of the Rag and Bone Crate commendations are for sea posts. I don't think it even counts toward the one for just turning in 50... Oh, it does. It says to their respective sea posts, but it still counts if I turn it in here at Morrow's Peak. So I guess this is another Mercenary Voyages commendation I can get, but gonna take a while to find 50 of these. Quick note on this because I hadn't noticed at the time, but apparently this actually also counted for the commendation for selling Rag and Bone Crates to the Wild Treasures store. My guess is that it's because it's the same model with the red lid that would normally go to that store. This commendation only needs 5 deliveries, so I guess I can count that one as doable now, which is super funny to me because it definitely shouldn't be doable with that description. Oh, and hey, there's Legendary Cursed Voyager. That is for doing 30 voyages with the Reaper's markup, which means I can finally take the flag down and not be visible to everyone anymore. Not that it really seemed to make much of a difference. All right, I see a Skelly Galleon right next to Morrow's Peak, so I'm going to try to see if I can grab 5 spears and then go spear dump the Skelly Galleon for some commendations. The Hunting Spear commendation needs 15 hits on a Skelly ship, so I'm not going to be able to get it all in one go here, but this will be a good first batch, and there's a chance this thing will drop me another Hunting Spear that I can just use on a shark. Hey, alright, there's a new commendation. I didn't realize I was close on that one. Okay, sweet. That's all 5 spears successfully used. Now I just need to finish this thing off. Oh, I forgot I have my rowboat. I can use that. Pretty sure the commendation counts for skelly ships too. Oh, never mind. It's sunk. Alright, well, turns out I didn't have to kill that ancient terror last time, but this time I get to kill it with a cannon rowboat, so worth it. Nice. Now I don't need to attack him from a rowboat anymore. Sweet, there he goes. Might as well turn in this treasure since I'm already at Morrow's Peak. At this point, I finally stopped doing bounty voyages for the They Work For Me Now commendation since the number wasn't going up, though obviously I was still clueless as to why. Instead, I fell back on old reliable Skelly Lord voyages. I still had plenty of kills to go for each of the 3 Skelly Lords, and getting 4 treasures from them every time meant this was still one of the best ways to work on the commendation for creating maps with 5 buried treasures. Nice, halfway done firebombing these plant skellies. Alright, there's 1 down. Now let's bury these 4 things and find a 5th one. No way. I'm at Morrow's Peak, and I decided to do a bit of fishing while I waited for the next ancient meg to spawn because someone had just killed it. Just in case it spawns in the roar, you never know if that's like a mechanic that no one knew about before. But anyway, I was doing some fishing to pass the time, and here's a Forsaken Devilfish, so that is what you get for being patient. Hell yeah. Well, it was close, but not quite the spawn I was hoping for. Still, I don't mind getting a Forsaken Devilfish out of that. Oh yeah, halfway there. Alright, 10 out of 25 for the Duchess. Still a good ways to go. These are gonna take a long time, to be honest. But that's a lot of Ashen Voyages toward the trinkets, so I can't complain. Alright, well, it's getting late. I've made a lot of progress on a lot of different commendations, but I haven't really been able to finish too many of them today, so I'm gonna have to get back at it on day 3. Okay, it's day 3 now, and today I want to try to focus a bit more on PvP commendations. No meg hunting this time, but just like last time, I want to make myself as enticing as possible, so we're throwing up the Xbox Cosmetics and Order of Souls Emissary so I can do a few more Skelly Lord voyages and get to grade 5. Okay, on second thought, I might use these New Dawn sails and the crab figurehead just to look a little bit different from last time, you know, just mix it up a bit. Might as well change the banner too. The servant banner always has like a really loud sound that I feel like gets people's attention. Yeah, this is much more inconspicuous. Beautiful. It's the ugliest ship I've ever made, right off the back of my ship showcase. Okay, but before I start the first Skelly Lord voyage, I already know this isn't going to work because I tested the 7 I got from the anniversary event and none of them worked, but hey, maybe this one's different. Yeah, no surprise there. By the way, just so you guys know, even if it does somehow work one day, I won't count a box of wondrous secrets I get from a Voyage of Luck for my bucket list goal. Only a natural, randomly spawned in the roar box of wondrous secret counts, okay? I'm not looking for handouts. I'm honestly not even thrilled that they can be found from the Voyage of Luck and pop-up plunder. I feel like it kind of cheapens the status of the real box of wondrous secrets. If you ask me, Rare should just reskin and rename the event ones. Call it box of poorly kept secrets or something. Box of lame-ass freebies. Box of who gives a shit. The server's already looking pretty good. I got a Reaper 4 over here doing a C4 right next to the roar, so if the C4 gets them to grade 5, they'll see me right here. I'm parked with my sails down already. I have an excuse to do that all day. It's gonna be great. What the? Okay, that was actually pretty funny. There we go. First one of the day down. Not really in a rush to get my emissary grade to 5, so I might as well just bury these right away. Alright, second Skelly Lord down. Let's bury these and go check on our Reaper friends. Alright, they're finally grade 5. Let's hope they come back my way. I mean, surely they see me on their map. I'm really not that far. Yeah, so these guys were PvE Reapers grinding out sea forts and Skelly camps. They never even looked my way. Alright, it's time, I've decided. What's up, fellas? Why don't you look over here? Yep, don't mind me. Don't mind any of what's happening here. Wow, that Lord Art is putting in work. Oh no, okay, I should probably go check on my ship. Oh, just in time. Yes, they're chasing my ship perfectly, so they probably won't get angled for... Okay, I spoke too soon. Still, I'm gonna wait this out as long as I can. I've got this thing going really fast too. Just kind of wish I knew how long I should be here for. All right, let's just get back up. Grade 5, okay, I got it. Sweet. Thank you for your service. I couldn't have done it without you. And I will gladly take this free hunting spear, and I'll probably use it on the other Skelly sloop that's just nearby. Alright, the goal for this Skelly sloop is to shoot it with the cannon rowboat. I also need to hit it with the hunting spear. Maybe I should go do that real quick. Can I make it? No! Oh, that's so tragic. It went right under. This is working great. I'm trying to only hit the back so it sinks as slowly as possible. Yes! Oh, and just in time, it's sunk with that last one. Beautiful. I might as well actually turn this treasure in just because there are some commendations for turning in skeleton captain chests and skulls and whatnot. All right, see that skelly fleet over there? There's actually a guild ship doing it right here. So I'm thinking I let them finish it, and if I'm lucky, the next world event will be Molten Sands because I'm here in the Roar, and that's at least supposed to be how it works. Okay, so this guild ship is somehow still struggling with the skelly fleet, but there's a grade 5 Reaper here at Ancient Spire. I'm gonna go sell all the fish I have because I just realized that I have a lot, but after that I will be ready to take this guy on. Oh no, they grabbed the Reaper chest and now they're running. Oh, there's no way I catch up to them in time. That's so lame. Alright, well, they're just running off to go turn in that one Reaper chest, so just gonna have to server hop again. Yes, double whammy, Sammy, you're the best. You literally did get a double whammy. Wait, what the hell? Alright, I'm realizing now after my 738th dive that I'm probably making the Devil's Roar look a lot more dead than it actually is because I tend to play on weeknights, and I feel like that's when the game is just most dead in general, let alone the Devil's Roar. So I'm gonna wait here for sharks to get my last 4 hunting spear kills, and then I'm gonna call it a night and see if I can just finish this out on a day where the servers are a little bit more populated. Okay, so I forgot to record it, but I did get those last 4 shark kills with the hunting spear. Finally, I can use them on something that doesn't take 5 minutes to show up. Okay, before we get started on day 4, there's a bit of housekeeping I want to do. While I still think it's pretty useful to track build track commendations by the set, I realize that it's probably better for you guys to visualize if I also just give you the total numbers. That way we can just track my general progress. So out of the 648 build track commendations that are currently in the game, I counted up roughly 275 that are actually doable for me. And of that 275, I've earned a grand total of 153. Not bad, honestly, a bit past the halfway mark, although most of the remaining ones are the hardest ones to get. There's also another 46 that I'm counting as bonus commendations, and I should clarify that not all of these are part of the sets in the bonus category. For example, I'm considering the commendation for pushing an enemy off a tightrope with the Horn of Fair Winds a bonus, even though the War Chest set is in the doable category. And in case you're curious, yes, I do consider the Shrouded Ghost commendation to be a bonus as well. Unfortunately, I have yet to earn a single bonus commendation, so let's just forget about that for now. Anyways, time to get down to business. It's currently Sunday afternoon, which probably isn't the most high traffic time, but it's the best I could do, and I'm sure it's better than Tuesday evening. So since I mostly just want to world hop looking for other crews, I'm falling back on my original plan of getting grade 5 Hunter's Call Emissary to look for ancient Megs and hopping with the quick and easy X marks the spot voyages. Now let's catch some pondies. Yo, nice. There's grade 5. Let's go check for the big sharks. Nope. Alright, just sold all my fish, but before I start server hopping, I have all these hunting spears, so I'm just going to sail around a little bit and see if I can get a Meg or a Skelly Sloop to spawn on me. There we go. Let's do this. Oh no, he turned out of the way. Oh, great. Come on. Yes. Wait, that's all of them? I thought I needed way more. That doesn't make any sense. I was at 8 out of 15 and I only hit 4 of those shots, so for some reason they were counting twice? I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Thanks, Rare. I wish I could say things went this well for the rest of the day, but unfortunately, the next few hours were filled with nothing but bait and bad luck. For the very first time, I found a red maw right on the edge of the roar and within reach, but literally 30 seconds later, it disappeared from my map, and it turned out that another crew had just taken it down. I sailed over anyway, but they were out of my reach and soon ran away with the loot. I then found another barnacle dread close to the roar, but after getting as close to it as I could and fishing for a little while, it never got any closer. I soon found another Barney in the same spot, but on my way there, I saw a player ship in the roar and opted to go for them instead. But, of course, they ran out of the roar before I could reach them. I hopped across a bunch more servers with nothing to show except for this one commendation for destroying blue mermaid statues, until finally I managed to find another player ship and block their exit, chase them, and eventually engage them. They weren't exactly sweaty, so the fight was mostly in my favor, even with me just trying to find openings to board. And once I got on, I actually managed to get the commendation for mimicking them and using the point emote. But then my bad luck streak continued because the second I killed them, they scuttled their ship before I could get any other commendations. What? No way, dude. Scuttling for that? Come on. Then, finally, after a few more fruitless servers and one new blowpipe commendation, my luck turned around in an unexpected way. No way. That's Molten Sands. Yes! I needed that so bad. It's been 4 episodes since my first Molten Sands Fortress completion, so it felt so nice to be back and experience this rare piece of content once again. And since this is a commendation hunting episode, I'll mention that there are some commendations I can get here under very specific circumstances, but sadly the stars didn't quite align this time around, and I don't want to spoil what they are just yet. Still, I progressed the commendations for setting groups of skeletons on fire, got another Duchess kill under my belt for those commendations, and of course there's plenty of commendations to progress from the fort's loot. I think the lid is dark red. I don't think that's the right one, but Steven spoils. Lame. There we go. This is the much more important one, and I don't know which tomes I still need, but let's just see. Okay, 2 tomes. Resurrection 5. Okay, well, bit of deja vu there. I at least know I don't need that one. Beautiful as usual. Ooh, just a grogs on this one. Alright, so I've since realized that I can just drop boxes off right here and you can get them from up top, so that's definitely the best spot. No need to take them out further than that. And Ashen Chest. One more tome. Not bad. Hopefully that one will be new. Ooh, generous gift. Too bad there's no chance anyone's going to turn that in for me. Okay, and here we go. Let's grab this one. Of course, that's the first one I grab. Nailed it. I will reiterate, this is still a slow process. It's just a lot quicker this way than it used to be. Alright, we are good to go. Another chest of rage sold. Unfortunately, the only commendations I have left for that one are the ones for stealing a chest of rage, so. Alright, any new tomes? Doesn't look like it. What about this one? No. Oh, there we go. Tome of Resurrection 1. Nice. Alright, that's all of it. I think my best bet with this generous gift is just going to be to leave it here on the dock, although it's pretty late, so I don't think anyone's going to be coming here after me. Let's go ahead and put this map up on the quest board as well. But for now, I think I'm unfortunately going to have to call it for this episode. Definitely no luck with any of the PvP commendations, but I'm glad that there was at least another Ancient Meg at the beginning and another Molten Sands Fortress at the end, and plenty of other PvE commendations in the middle, so definitely some slow and steady progress. Also, in case you missed it, I hit Class 50 Rogue at the end there, mostly thanks to sleeping in the ship's bed every time I stepped away from the game, so now all that's left is the Guardian milestones. I'm not going to be jumping into Hourglass next episode, but I do have something special in the works. In the meantime, thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.